What are these strange beams of green light?
They look like
Researchers claim that mesas are actually ancient trees. What else are they not telling us? Is DMT actually a gateway to another dimension? All this and more, right here on Area 56.
Oh man, I think I hear an incoming transmission for episode number 17.
Wow, I guess we should get to it.
Grants you access to worlds that the brain shouldn't be able to construct, which suggests that indeed there is perhaps some interface, some interaction, some gating of the flow of information from some other domain, some other reality filled with actual intelligences who exist from their own side. And that, in my opinion, would be the most profound and shattering discovery in the history of humankind. No doubt about it. Fuck the wheel, man. This is light years ahead of that. We cannot comprehend of the kind of uprooting of our place in the cosmos, our place within reality, than the discovery not only that intelligences exist and not only inside our universe, but that intelligences exist elsewhere in another domain that's not within our universe, but which has a close relationship in some hidden way to our universe, and that we can communicate with these intelligences with such facility as inhaling a couple of lungfuls of this simple ubiquitous plant alkaloid. That to me would be, well, I don't have words for the significance and the importance of that discovery. So if there's a small chance that that's what we could be dealing with, we must pursue it.
He's saying that he must pursue DMT use.
Yes, he is, but he's facilitating using it to try to determine whether or not there really is not only intelligences in another dimension, but that exist within our universe, but on another plane. I mean, that's like a double whammy.
That sounds like real intelligent.
Yeah, what do you think? Tell us in the comments.
Ever wondered why or how she blew up like this? Well, around 4 years ago, the Pentagon's Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset during a NATO meeting. What kind of asset? A PSYOP for combating online misinformation. Listen.
You came in here wanting to understand how you just go out there and counter an information operation. Well, the idea is that social influence can help encourage or promote behavior change, so potentially as like a peaceful information operation. I include Taylor Swift in here because she's she's a fairly influential online person. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yeah, that's real. The Pentagon's PSYOP unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset for combating misinformation online.
If I was running Biden's management perception team, I would identify someone who would align themselves with my agenda, such as a Taylor Swift, who has close to 600 million followers. I would target her, I would engage her, and I would get her to do what we used to see as like public service announcements. And that type of enlistment, that type of solicitation is analogous to the old days of deployment of a PSYOP.
Yeah, online celebrity opinions. That's something that I don't really, take into account.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, we don't, but how many people do? How many people do?
I don't know. I think that there may be a lot less than some people think.
You know what? I think you're right, especially nowadays. For sure. With the rise of content as opposed to mass media.
Well, just look, we've got 15 subscribers.
Yeah.
We're pretty influential. We're gonna use Area 56 as a psychological weapon.
We're gonna do psyops, our own psyops.
Yeah.
Okay.
If someone could explain what the Dark Wizard of the House does, that would be great, because I'm really confused right now.
Yeah, That's Arum the First, who is the Catholicos of the Great House of Cilicia. And I'm not making that up. So the Armenian Orthodox Church is a branch of the Oriental Orthodox Church, which broke away from the Eastern Orthodox and Catholic traditions of Christianity over the Council of Chalcedon. The Oriental Orthodox Church believed that Jesus had one nature which was both human and divine, as opposed to the Chalcedonian churches, the Eastern Orthodox and Catholic, that held that Jesus had two natures in one person, and the two natures, one was divine and one was human. Anyway, the Oriental Orthodox Church breaks down by region, and so the Armenian Apostolic Church is the Armenian manifestation of the Oriental Orthodox Church. And it breaks down into two regions. And they call those regions Catholic Cossates. And so the Catholicos is the person who is in charge of that region. Arum the First is the Catholicos of the Great House of Cilicia, which is the less significant of the two regions. But on November 9th, he was in the United States, and he was brought in to do the invocation for the meeting of the U.S. House of Representatives. So that's basically it for the Wizard of the House. No points for Gryffindor.
He got me there at the end.
No points for Gryffindor.
No points for Gryffindor.
That's a Harry Potter reference, isn't it?
Man, that was really interesting, though. And it's interesting that the United States brought in the wizard for the invocation of the legislature.
Yeah, I don't know
That's pretty
anything about all that kind of Armenian and wizards and all that.
You
but he
know,
looked kind of like a Jedi.
a bit, a really old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "You will not cut Social Security."
Oh man, well, what did you think about that? Tell us what you think in the comments. Really fast, like time-lapse video with the big laser coming from the sky. That had to have been happening for a really long time. And then that soundtrack overlay of all the people screaming. That was just a cacophony of what the fuck.
I think what really caught my attention of that little clip was that it was filmed from 3 different angles.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
it took a lot of time.
Filmed from 3 different angles.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's genius.
I don't know what else to say about that.
I don't think there's much more to say.
What do you guys think?
So now that we got all the science crap out the way, let's get into the good stuff. Now, here's the theory, plain and simple. Around our planet, there are hundreds of land masses known as mesas. This is an isolated hill with a flat top and very steep sides. And some believe that these mesas are actually ancient, giant tree stumps. Why do they believe this? Yes, because they look like giant tree stumps. Now, that's not too hard to believe given the size of the sequoias in California, one in particular, General Sherman. Over 2,700 years old, with a 25-foot base and 275-foot height, it is one of the oldest living trees in the world. So even if the oldest tree in the world is over 5,000 years old, then what happened to the older trees? These mesas look like the remains of trees that have been cut down, not to mention the mountains, which look like trees that have been broken off at their base. I completely understand that this sounds crazy, and even I wanted nothing to do with it when it first came up. But the more you look into it, the realer it gets.
I feel like I need to look more into this.
You think?
Well, evidently, the more you look into it, the realer it gets.
Well, it would certainly explain, like, the Paul Bunyan thing. Because wasn't he a big old giant lumberjack?
Yeah.
And he had a big old ox named Blue. Mm-hmm. He must have been the one that chopped them all down.
Probably so. Or his grandpa did.
That They do kind of look like trees, though.
They do. It's
In a
kind of
way.
weird.
Some
yeah.
of them do.
Right.
Like, what if they are petrified trees that Paul Bunyan cut down?
Maybe the Paul Bunyan legends are just retold tales from the ancient times where there really were giants. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us.
Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell to keep up with our daily doings. Bye for now.
Tune in every day at 4 p.m. EST as we explore the strange and mysterious world of creepy TikTok videos. Right here on Area 56. Subscribe today.